Are you struggling with filling your fridge and you're just having a hard time staying track on your budget while going plant-based? Well, stay tuned. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it and how to start saving money so you're no longer wasting time, wasting money on foods that you don't need. And also I'm going to show you, even if you have people living with you, how you can still stay on budget, and there's ways that you can actually have things in the house that is neutral for everyone. Hey, in case you don't know me, my name is Jason Chaney, and I'm a plant-based health weight loss coach, and that's what we're going to dig into today. It's all about the budget. So, when you're first transitioning to plant-based, if you don't know your food home, which is something I recommend everyone that I work with, even in our free group, is start learning your food home. It can be very expensive when it comes to transitioning from eating the standard American diet and going into a whole food plant-based or even a vegan diet. And the reason being is buying prepackaged food is expensive, no matter where you go. So you want to start doing things that's going to actually help save you time, save you money, and it's going to be things that everyone in the family actually eat. So the first thing you want to do is start focusing on the pantry, not the refrigerator. And you may be like, well, Jason, you said you're going to show me how to do the fridge. This is going to be where you start. Start bulk shopping, meaning stock up on things such as beans. Get different types of beans. Get different types of grains such as white rice, brown rice, wild rice. Now these are things that I still do to this day living in South America. No matter what country we live in, I always stock up on our pantry. And it's one of the ways that you can do this and actually save a lot of money is go to actual bargain bin places. I'm not depending on where you're at. Like if you have an Aldi, that is a great store to go to. Another great one is, and it was in Dallas, Texas. It was called Winco. I think they're in Chicago also. They're a very great way to actually get food in and get it at a bargain. So one of the things that you can buy in bulk is white rice. Like for me, I buy here, I spend about $2 US, and I get about a 10-pound bag of white rice. That usually lasts me a month. I don't have to use too much of that. When it comes to dried beans and things, I get dried garbanzo beans, dried black-eyed peas, dried black beans, red beans, kidney beans, cannelli beans, all different types of beans. I even get dried peas. All of these things, and they just sit in the pantry. And the great thing about them is they have a shelf stability of over 7 years. So you can buy as much as you want. You don't have to worry about these foods going bad. The next thing you want to start looking into is your actual seasonings. Now, you may not be aware of this. Most of our seasonings are actually vegan or plant-based. They're usually neutral, unless you're buying specific mixes such as McCormick or something like that. Some of the big name brands, then they do add in filler products. So, but if you want to just focus on seasonings, start just getting basil, packs of basil, oregano, turmeric. What's another good one? Black pepper, sea salt if you use sea salt, or regular salt if you use the regular white salt. Whatever you use. Now, if you use sea salt, one of the best places to buy it, and this is how I get Himalayan pink sea salt real cheap when I'm in the U.S., and I always bring a suitcase back. I always go to a Ross or Kohl's. And you may be like, Jason, what are you talking about? In their food pantry side, they have usually bags of Himalayan pink salt for less than $5, which is really, really affordable. And every time I go back to the U.S., I bring back a suitcase back. I remember last time when we was going back to Panama when we were still living there, and I had like a whole carry-on suitcase of sea salt. And the customs guy in Panama, he was like, what are you doing with all this salt, man? And I was like, man, I bought all this for $5. He was like, hey, can I have a bag? Because usually sea salt is expensive depending on where you live. And so that's one of the ways that you want to just keep having things to keep your actual food budget down. And so that's the easiest way and simplest way is by focusing on your pantry. And so I just want to give you another hint of how do you start if you're living with people also. Now, also stay tuned to this. I'm going to do a part 2 next week. Tomorrow's Free Coaching Friday. So if you want to catch that, and remember, Free Coaching Friday, you can actually ask me questions live if you hop on. So if you want to do that tomorrow, make sure you don't miss it. It'll be 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. So the next thing you want to do, if you have people living with you, whether it's kids, a spouse, family members, anything, there's 3 areas you just need to focus on. There need to be compassion, there need to be respect, and there need to be understanding. So you need to have a conversation with them. And have a conversation with them and just explaining to them, hey, This is why I'm trying to change my lifestyle. I want to be here for you. I want to make sure I can have extra years in my life. Like, I don't know if you knew this, and I found this out like 3 years ago. If you just stop eating meat for 3 days a week, any meat products, they've shown that you have a chance of living an extra 3 years. If you take out meat and dairy products, they've shown you have a chance of living an extra 7 years. If you go to a whole food plant-based diet, it's been seen that you can live an extra 14 plus years. The science is such a great diet, and people have been getting results from it by changing it to their lifestyle, that it is not even calculated of how many years you can actually live doing this. So like, think about that, especially if you have young kids. Like, what would you do to just give another 2, 3, 4, or 14 plus years with you? Like, they need to understand why this is important also. And the reason why it's important is because you want to be there for them. Like, my wife, we lost her mom years ago. Like, I would love for her to be here with us right now, if she could just experience Colombia, see how we're living our life, seeing the things that we're able to do right now with our lives. Like, think about that. Like, talk to them, and just talk to them and explain why they want to do it. Because if you have those 3 levels, which is compassion, respect, and understanding, your family is going to be along with you, and they're going to root for you also. You will be seeing them stop seeing them from oh, they're never supportive, to they're your biggest cheerleaders in the world. And that's the easiest and simplest way to do it. So I hope that got you value. If you like this type of information and you want to be around more of a community to start understanding how to go plant-based, how to keep it a lot cheaper. Because look, I don't spend a lot of money. Like, we're in South America, and I still go to bargain places to shop. Because a lot of times Colombians seem like, you're American, you have money, why are you here? I'm like, hey, I'm a bargain shopper. Just because I eat whole food plant-based and I'm in another country doesn't mean I'm going to waste my money on food that's just because it's in a fancier packaging that is more expensive, or they have some name brand label. Like, don't get caught up in advertising and marketing when it comes to your health. And so if you want more information in a supportive group like that, just click the link up above. It's a free Facebook group that I put together called Real People Losing Weight with a Plant-Based Diet. And I start showing you tips and stuff in there, how to actually start finding your food home. Because once you know your food home, your budget is going to be as expensive or as cheap as you want it, because you'll know exactly what foods to go to, what things you can use for substitutes. And just to give you another substitute, just for a bonus, if it's too expensive to, if it's a little bit too expensive to buy the prepackaged like plant-based meats, the vegan meats. Look, I understand. I don't buy a lot of that stuff too, because like here, if I want to buy Beyond products, it costs like $17 for 2 patties. Like, I'd rather make it myself. But one of the things you can do is you can buy a product called Textured Vegetable Protein, TVP. Now, you can buy this off Amazon, which is the easiest way to get it. And you can get a big bag for like anywhere from $3 to $8. Like, this could last you for months. And it's a way you can make different burgers, you can make different meatballs, you can make different things for lasagna, casserole, stuff like that. It's a real great replacement, and it's a real cost affordable. And if you're not familiar with TVP is, this is what was used before the 50s in the school lunches. It used to be a part of the standard American eating, but as the USDA and things like that, they started taking over the food system, and it became a profitable system. That's why those things are not as commonly known now. So this is something that's been around for years. TVP has always been used as a meat replacement. If you used to buy the old Hormel chili back in the early 90s and late 80s, if you bought the vegetarian one, it had TVP in there. So just to let you know. So I hope that was helpful for you. I hope you got value from it. If you, like I said, if you like this content, go ahead and join the Facebook group. That way you can see more of it. Also, hit a like if you felt like you got value from this. If you know someone who's been struggling with a budget of trying to lose weight, and they've been trying to figure out, how can I eat healthy, how can I buy produce, how can I actually stock up my pantry, just go ahead and share this right here to them. You can just hit the little button and say share, and share it right to them, so that way they can get value too. Because remember, if we want to be healthy, we have to do it as a community. We have to do it for one another. We can't just hold this information into ourselves, and this is why I do these videos 5 days a week for you. So I hope you had gotten great value from this, and I will see you tomorrow for Free Coaching Friday, and have a great day. Stay supercharged.